Alrighty guys, welcome back to another LEGO set review from BrickByBrick. Today we have set number 70608, Master Falls, from the first wave of LEGO Ninjago movie sets. This set contains 312 pieces, retailed for $29.99, and contains 4 minifigures, but one of them is a generic skeleton, so it barely counts, but, you know, almost there. And this set, you know, part of the first wave, it was one of the smaller sets, and you know, as a result, probably one of the more easily accessible ones. So let's see if, you know, for being more easily accessible, you know, if it's a good model. So this set is relatively unique across the line, being that it is a, you know, play set. It's not a vehicle. There were a couple other sets that were like that, but none of them were quite like this. This is the only one that's really set in the jungle, which is a big setting in the movie, so, you know, unique in that regard, and I think that this does a decent job of playing that role, you know, being that thing that, you know, is kind of big in the movie, while also being scaled down to a relatively small set, and I think it looks pretty good on the whole. The main feature is the bridge, which I think looks fantastic. Is probably, you know, I think it's similar. It reminds me to Lava Falls in the fact that it uses these pieces to make a bridge, but I think it looks better. You can't stand minifigures on these normally, but they do include 2 of these blue Technic pins with the one stud that just stick straight through there, and that just gives you 2 spots where you can put figures. You can move those pins closer or further apart, you know, to kind of stand and pose Garmadon and Wu, you know, for their battle, which I think is cool. As you saw a second ago, you can place figures onto these little bars at the bottom, which, you know, I think that's cool because not only does it create a nice look by making it appear that the bridge has little rails or guardrails on the side, but it also allows for figures to hold on, so it's a good play feature, I think. Right up front, at the very end of the bridge, you have this staircase, which, you know, figures can kind of maneuver their way up. It's kind of an it's kind of a naturally staircase. It's not perfect, but it does allow figures to get up there. You do have these scorpions, which are cool little architectural details, but you could take them off and use them as actual scorpions if you want, to create some danger maybe at the bottom of the bridge, to cross a bridge of scorpions. There is a decent amount of plant pieces, which just do a good job of making this look more jungly. Also, I like the torches on the front here, even though I don't think that's accurate to the bridge in the movie. Also, the bridge should be really long and really high up. One thing that I think is kind of neat is that they support the bridge on the bottom with a little rock piece in the center, so the bridge doesn't, you know, droop out of shape. It can't go further down than that because there's a piece in the way. I think that's cool. Also, they use some transparent blue pieces just on the top to make it look a little bit more watery. There's a good amount of rocks down there. Like the rock face here, they use 2 small rock pieces. Looks good. And the gateway at the other end, again, it's not really film accurate, but I think it looks good. Like the use of these micro figures and, you know, the sand green in that color scheme, I think works well. Also, there's just a doorway that leads to nowhere. It does just cut off right there. But underneath, they do take advantage of the extra space, and, you know, there's a little skeleton that sits in there. So, you know, looks like he got lost while searching for some sort of treasure or something. This map is Ninjago movie specific and does show the Destiny's Bounty as well as the Temple of the Ultimate Weapon with a little bridge in between, so you can see that bridge as being Master Falls. This map does appear in 2 other sets. I believe Destiny's Bounty I know is one of them, and I believe it also comes in the Temple of the Ultimate Weapon, but I could be wrong about that. It could also be in the docks. I'm not sure where the 3rd one is. I probably should check Brick set, but I know it does appear in 3 sets. You do also have this whip piece, which is used as a vine. They've done that several times before, but I think it's good. Good use of parts. Also, I believe those are relatively uncommon in gray, the little angled A plates that were first used in the rebooted sets. And, on the back you can see it's very flat. There's a little tree growing out of that rocky outcropping, and there is a leaf up here which is, posable on a ball joint. This is supposed to look like it's holding up the cage. The leaf is supposed to look like it's attached. This is a very interesting piece, though. This horn kind of part has appeared in several sets before, but I don't believe I've ever seen it. So, it's cool. It does have a bar-sized ending to it, which is cool. And you just saw this can be removed. It's placed on one of these newer 2x2 tiles with 2 studs. And as a result, it's a cage. It can be attached and detached. And, you probably should... You can angle the top branch out of the way a little bit just so you can get that in there, so that it looks right. The cage does open up in front, and you can fit a figure, like Woo, for example, in there. And it's roomy enough. They've built cages very, very similarly in the past. Specifically, the Pirates of the Caribbean Cannibal Escape has a very similar looking one with a sort of similar color scheme. It just doesn't have the leaf on top. But, overall, I think that the build here is cool. Also, a little bit more detail on the rock face underneath there. That's hard to see. But overall, I think that this is a really cool little scenery build. It doesn't have the most playability to it, but the bridge itself is just a cool little scene, and it's not really built-in playability, but you can very easily have some cool battles on this bridge. And I do like the little pins that you can use to attach them on there, partially because they are relatively low friction in turning, so you can make your figures fight. I think it would have made a little bit more sense to move them one closer together in the instructions, but it's a very, very easy fix to do on your own. First up for figures, we have Kai, who's the most common of the LEGO Ninjago Movie Ninja. I believe this is the cheapest regular set that comes with him with his hair. However, you can also get his hair in the collector minifigures line, so it's not even that uncommon. Skeleton is just super standard, but I figured I'd show him here anyway. Kai is an alternate face print, and a little bit of printing on the back of his torso once you remove the armor piece. And it looks good, but it is a very common figure across the line, so it's nothing super duper special. Here, Woo and Jungle Garmadon both appear. This is the cheapest way to get both of them in their regular outfits, well, in these outfits specifically, these exact variants, because Woo also appears in the collectible minifigure series, which is, $4 if you get the one you want first try, but his face is different in this set. It is the same face that appears in all of the regular sets besides Destiny Bounty, which also is an exclusive expression. I really like Garmadon's cloth shoulder cape. I think that's a cool piece. Woo's is cool as well. He has the sandals. I'm not going to take off that cloth piece because there's nothing special underneath. I like the printing all around on Garmadon. I think they did a good job there. And he only otherwise appears in the Temple of the Ultimate Weapon. So, that is a much more expensive set than this one. So I think it's nice that there is an easier way to get him here. There's Woo's face, and the back print on Woo. Garmadon has a little bit of back printing, but nothing super duper significant. But both of them, I think, are pretty good figures, and it's nice to get Jungle Garmadon in a cheaper set. Also, this hat piece, first used on Jungle Garmadon. There are cheaper ways to get it in brown now that the Hunted Wave is out, though. So, final thoughts. I think this is a great set, but I don't think it is the best set for everybody. Personally, I'm a big fan of these playset, kind of more display than play style sets. So, I think this is great, and I'm a really big fan. The figure selection is a little bit uninteresting to me, but that is only because the very first set I got from the Ninjago movie line was the Temple of the Ultimate Weapon, which, contains 2 of these 3 figures, and I'd already had a Woo from another set. So, yeah, none of them were new to me, but for anyone who doesn't already have, these figures, they're all good, and Garmadon especially is cool to get another of. Kai's hairpiece is, cool, and his head as well. Seeing as the the second set I got with Kai was missing a head. So, it's cool to have it back, I guess. But Sensei's also cool. The build just looks really nice, I think. It could maybe have used another play feature or something. Maybe the branch can fall down or something. Or, you go to grab one of these and it falls out. Which, you can do more stuff with this than is suggested by play features. But I just think there could have been just a little bit more to elevate it, to another level for kids. Because I do think kids will probably enjoy the Manta Ray Bomber or the Flying Jelly Sub more than this, in most cases. But as a collector, I find this to be a really, really cool set. And it's something that they don't do as often as I would like them to. So, as a result, I'm very happy. I just don't know how happy, the target audience would be when compared to other sets at the same price point from this line. So, those are my thoughts. Let me know what you think in the comment section down below. Oh, here's the other thing that I would really have loved to have seen. If there was a collapsing bridge feature, like in Lava Falls, because that super duper small set with that super duper simple feature, that's one of my favorite Ninjago play features ever. I don't know why, I just love it. If they had been able to fit in something like that here, that would have been amazing. And then if they had done that and there was some sort of bridge collapses feature, I think this would have been probably one of my favorite sets from the line. Probably all of Ninjago 2017. So, those are my, that's my quick little suggestion of the one thing that could be improved with this set. But even as it is, I do think that it is good. Just, could be a little tiny bit better. Anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed this review. If you did, let me know in the comment section down below, and I will see you guys all next time. Bye, everyone.